All right, one quick note before Coach goes. First time in program history that Rhode Island has scored 90 points or more in the first 3 games of the season. Coach, do your thing.
Good stat, I guess. Happy about that, huh? I'm happy we won the game, and I'm happy we came out unscathed. Very disappointed in our team's start and our approach defensively. And, it's a tricky thing when you have sort of, the opponent with not the brand name, et cetera, and you don't want to get caught up in that mix. And we did in the first half. And we gave up 48 points in the first half, and I think 8 made threes, and that was disappointing. I was glad to see the starting group in the second half really had a much better disposition about themselves and were able to get off to a better start. We won every segment in the second half, and were able to pull away. It's a hard game. It was a good style for us to go against in terms of the press. We hadn't seen a lot of that, and we're going to see more of that coming up. So to be able to handle the ball a little bit was good, and obviously, not having Sebastian played a role in it as well. So we had a lot of different guys have to handle the ball. But it was a choppy game. There were some unselfish plays in the game that I'm happy with. But all in all, to give Franklin Pierce 15 offensive rebounds and to give up 12 for 28 from 3, I'm not sure I should be happy about anything, to be honest with you. We won, and we can get back to work here because moving forward, we won't be able to get away with much more of the, the lackluster effort, especially guarding the line in our last couple games. It's been just so easy for teams to get shots. So we're going to have to clean that up, and our next opportunity, we'll have some time to, regroup and prepare as we head into next week, and things start to get much more difficult for us here down the back part of November.
Open up to questions.
What's Sebastian Thomas' status?
His status is out tonight, precautionary. He has a bone bruise in his knee from the spill that he took last game. It was a lot better prognosis than anticipated. Obviously, he's good, and I anticipate a few more days of rest and recovery, and hopefully we'll reevaluate him as we get closer to the weekend and early next week. But may have dodged a bullet timing-wise and dodged a bullet prognosis-wise, but we're taking it easy on him right now. He had a hyperextension. It resulted in a bone bruise. I don't think that, I know as of right now, nothing else other than that. But that'll take some time to recover, and we don't want to be, he's a vital part to what we're doing, and we won't do anything to jeopardize him or what we're trying to accomplish. So when he's ready, he's ready. Tonight was an opportunity for other guys to step up and play, which we'll need to do.
Archie, in terms of the response out of the half and that starting group going out there, did you sort of sense from them that they wanted to have a better start there in the second half?
Yeah, and you go into halftime, and I think it just doesn't feel good. It's 55-48, and everybody knows that, team scores 48 points, goes 8 for 16 from 3. It's just, that was a lack of, what is your standard? What are you trying to accomplish? And at the end of the day, how do you judge yourself? And disappointed in that. I thought in the second half we got, better effort. I thought Jaden actually stepped in the second half, early in the second half, defensively, made some plays, and kind of got us going a little bit. We were a little better finishing, but it was a choppy game. We had 16 turnovers, which wasn't good. I knew that we would look a little crazy and chaotic because that's how they make the game. 36 for 50 from the line. We were able to, get to the line, but shot 72%. There's some positives, I guess. I think at the end of the day, we took the second half with a better approach. I think they had 16 points in the second half with about 8 minutes to go. So, we were handling our business in a better way, but we weren't good enough tonight. And I just hope that our guys start to understand a little bit, you can't get caught up in scoring, playing, you got to get caught up in the right things, and that's about, the approach and just, getting better, doing what you're supposed to do. But we're going to move forward here. We got about a week, I think, where we can, get our feet down, and I think we got Lafayette next Wednesday. They've already been to Villanova, been to LaSalle. They'll have a couple more before they get to us. It's a good team.
Archie, obviously, this would have been a pretty wide window between Holy Cross and Lafayette if you hadn't played a game. I just wonder, scheduling-wise, how you ended up with them and what other avenues you might have tried to go down to get a different?
Yeah, scheduling's been very difficult. It really has been very difficult. There's a lot of games that are being canceled on you after you agree upon them. Exempt events are closing down, changing teams, events are shutting down. So as we sort of get going here and we were able to establish what we were gonna do, one, from a financial standpoint, does us a lot of good. I mean, San Diego State played a D2 tonight. I mean, at the end of the day, there's some bonus to it. You can get the game placed where you want to get it placed a lot of times. But how things laid out to be able to get this one in, get a third one in, and then move forward as we have some time as we get to Lafayette. You know, from a strategic standpoint, being able to have some help. They agreed to play. We're able to sneak one in. And just identifying at the end of the day an opponent that has the date. Sometimes the D2s are willing to, you know, play 3 games in 4 days. So they're able to help us a little bit. But moving forward, I don't know. We'll keep, you know, looking at it. Whether it's the right thing or wrong thing each season to be able to do. It's not a bad thing by any stretch. You're going to see 10 to 12 Division II or non-D1 games here coming up. There's a lot of teams sneaking them in, but you know, just financially, it does us, you know, wonders to not have to get asked for $95,000, $100,000, $105,000 every time you're trying to play a game. It makes no sense.
Did you get any bites on maybe a home and home or any kind of neutral court?
You know, looking at how the schedule plays out, you know, with this year we have some home games lined up. You know, traditional kickback games, Yale, College of Charleston, Providence is coming here. We're going to Brown. Working on the exempt event, there were 2 or 3 in play where agreed upon, canceled, agreed upon, canceled. Things shift. So we're going to Jacksonville, and that was more of a, you know, this is the best one for us to be able to, you know, to get there. You know, maybe it's not the sexiest one or maybe it's not the best, but it's the perfect one for us right now. And more home games for this group this year is better. Moving forward, the home and aways and being able to do that, we've been, you know, trying really hard, obviously, for home and aways and traditional series, but, you know, College of Charleston, Yale, we've really worked hard on some other leagues right now that are kind of in our Mountain West Americans. There isn't a power conference team coming to Rhode Island to play, you know, so we're going to have to either be bought or we're going to have to agree to go on the road for, you know, no return, nothing. So at this point in time, I think scheduling's become a little bit trickier. And we have to do our part. You know, College of Charleston's going to be in the NCAA tournament discussion. They have a great team. Watched Yale play Purdue last night. Great team. We have Temple neutral. That's a great game for us to be able to stay with Temple here over the next couple of years if we can get back to that. You know, obviously Providence and Brown are big deals as well, so we have to be able to balance those 2 back and forth. But yeah, I mean, I think scheduling's it's become harder.
Yeah, Jamarcus Lawrence had some foul trouble again tonight. There's a couple of games that's happened.
Not playing smart at all. And you know, obviously the game 1 maybe was a one-off, but he's too handsy right now. And then after he picks 1 up or picks 2 up, you know, he's smart, and he's got to learn that. And we got to have him on the floor. So you know, he's got to be a lot
He comes in with a
smarter.
reputation of a good defensive player.
I'm not sure. He wasn't tonight.
He did find some offense after
Yeah, I think that's more.
difficulties first 2.
Yeah, maybe, I think any guy trying to get into a rhythm and obviously starting off his season at the new place, you're anxious, you're nervous, he's going to go through this. When he settles in, and the longer the season continues to get, I think you'll see more of him play great. You know, what we see every day in practice, you know, he's a big part of what we're doing. He can really shoot it. He's a secondary ball handler out there. We're going to need him to be a little bit smarter with the fouls. I'm not concerned about it. But the good thing is the ball started going a little bit today for him, which is, you know.
He didn't miss.
Yeah. I mean, he was 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 7 for 7. He had 5 assists. And, you know, I think he's going to be much more of that efficiency level offensive. He's a very efficient offensive player. And it was good to kind of get the lid off, so to speak, for him.
Ty got Rookie of the Week, the A10. Just what do you feel like he's brought to you the first few games?
You know, he's got to bring a lot of the things that we're asking him to do to the table on a daily basis. And he can stuff the stat sheet in a lot of different ways. We need him to be a bigger player for us, though. We need him to handle a bigger load in terms of the rebounding, the defensive element. Offensively, I think you see he's multidimensional. He can drive it, he can pass it, he can get to the basket. As he gets more comfortable and older, I hope decision making continues to be a little bit good. But I'm happy for Ty. We have to keep Ty centered on getting better. You know, he can play a critical role for our team as a bigger wing player on defense and also rebounding. It's where we're most vulnerable right now. You know, and he had 10 rebounds tonight, and he came into college as a tremendous rebounder. He hasn't started off college as a tremendous rebounder, but I think he can be. But 6 assists, 10 rebounds, 10 points as a freshman in college. I don't care who you play, it's very difficult. And the fact that he's Rookie of the Week is great, but his role on our team and what we're going to ask him to do is sort of what he signed up for. So we just need him to keep getting better, and he's got to keep growing up. You know, he's got to keep learning the game. It's going to get harder for him.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week.